What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Booker in the building, man. We back on the lines, man. On the line sports media, on the line podcast, man. Doing it big again here. Thursday night, man. Thursday night. Hey, listen, y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna close out this middle school thing, man. Middle school football is done, man. They done crowned the champion. The champion has been crowned. And if you ain't been keeping up with middle school sports, man, I think everybody kind of predicted who the champion was gonna be. They was trying to knock him out. They couldn't knock him down. They came hard, man. Hey man, y'all know who it is, man. Anyway, man, first of all, I want to say thank y'all, man, for logging in, man. Thank you for subscribing and following us, man, here on Facebook and subscribing to our YouTube channel, man. We want to thank all of y'all, man. Without y'all, man, we wouldn't be inspired to do this, man. We do it for you. We do it for the people, man. But listen here, man. It was the last week. They crowned the champion, man. And tonight, man, we got a special guest, man. We got a special guest coming on, man. Listen, tonight, man. Everybody probably know this guy, right? Everybody probably know this guy, man. You done seen him around, man. He done been in the youth football game, man. He been touching kids for years, man. Been over at PAL, the Seahawks, man. He just got that winning pedigree, man. He got the winning pedigree. Y'all know. Y'all seen him. If you've been on the sideline, you probably done lost to him at some point, somewhere. You done got punched in the mouth, man. But CMS put on this middle school playoffs. Last year, they put the middle school playoffs on for this year, man. And before they even had the middle school playoffs, man, they was wondering, is Piedmont really that good? They was winning their conference, and there was a guy over here winning his conference, and was a team over here winning their conference. But who is really the best? Is it really Piedmont? Man, listen, man, I got my man, Coach Paler, on the phone, man. Is it Paler? I'm saying it right, Coach? I got it right. Hold on, I got to cut your mic back on.
Yeah, you got it right.
I got you, man. Hey, man, he's in the building, man. And hey, Coach. Hey, man, congratulations, man. Once again, I know you got plenty of congratulations, but officially, Coach Booker.
Appreciate that.
Coach Booker want to say congratulations, Coach, man, on getting another back-to-back. Hey, Coach Washington in the building too.
What's going on?
So, Coach, what is it? I mean, how's it feel, man? Back-to-back champions, man.
Man, it feels good, man. It feels good, man. Great group of kids, man. Great group of coaches, man. We put it together and made it work, man. It wasn't easy. We had our ups and downs all season, man. But to come out on top, man, I mean, that's what it's all about. The journey to get there and finishing the deal when you get there.
Absolutely, man. And hey, people don't realize, man. I mean, it's a little bit of pressure. It might not be any pressure for you, man. It might just be, might be like riding a bike for you, man. Probably ain't even no pressure on you. It's hard to get wins, man. Championships anyway, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I say, man, I think pressure, man, is at Piedmont not having lost a game in so long.
Right.
That's pressure in itself. You want to keep that streak going. But at the end of the day, man, we come from the youth game. All of us on this screen come from the youth game. I done went out there and played nationally ranked teams, and I'm missing 5 or 6 kids, and ain't really got the 5 or 6 kids. And say you playing a team from Texas or Virginia somewhere, they got 20 dogs. You got 5. That's pressure. Waking up, man, I think at Piedmont, man, we got a good group of kids in, man. We have talent. We just got to coach it. That takes the pressure out of it when you got a great group of kids and a great group of coaches, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. And apparently, and I always tell people, man, listen, winning ain't happening. It don't happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put the work in, man. And obviously, you guys are putting the work in. You and your coaching staff. You can see the details. Okay, you guys aren't just out there running around. You can see the details. You can see the blocking schemes. On offense. You can see the routes. being ran. You can see the technique being taught to your quarterback and your receivers and all that. So you guys are putting the work in. You can see it if people are paying attention, man. So you know what? How much you got the same time that we do to put? Are you putting in some extra work somewhere, man? We need to find out where you getting that extra work at, man.
Man, extra work in the film room. That's it, man. We got an amazing coaching staff, man. I mean, I've had a lot of these guys since I was coaching youth ball.
Right.
I mean, we added them to what was already there at Piedmont. We didn't really get rid of nobody. A couple guys left or whatever, but we still got the core from Piedmont. And a couple of these guys went in with me in youth ball, man. When we was Pop Warner, man, we won like 8 straight championships. We never lost, like city anyway. You get to nationals, you know how that go. Then you start running to them show enough dogs, then you're going to take some losses. Yeah, but citywide, man, we won like 8 straight before I stopped doing Pop Warner.
Right.
And that was over two or three different groups of kids.
Right.
So we had the formula. We always had the formula. And Coach Basile, man, he done a good bang-up job, man, laying it down over there at Piedmont, man. I mean, he built the system in a way of doing things, man, that, I mean, we copy a lot of that. And I put my own twist on it, put my own guys in certain spots. But for the most part, Coach Basile laid it down, man, and we've been used to winning, so we got the formula, man. So we just try to keep that formula going.
So when you talk about the formula, which is good, man, a lot of these coaches don't really a lot of these young coaches, man, they don't understand having the formula. So you take the formula from youth ball, bring it basically to where you are now, and just kind of. And I'm sure you can tweak it, put some advances in there, you know, because you probably can add a little bit, advance it a little bit more now that you're in middle school. But it's
I'll tell y'all the best. I'm gonna give y'all my secret, man. Don't y'all steal this, man. Booker
might steal it. Here it is, man.
Man, I think, man, middle school football is probably what I call a 70-30 rule. It's 70% youth football, and that 30% is high school level. You got to master that 30%.
Absolutely.
Because everybody can do the 70. Everybody can do the 70. It's that 30% that you got in the high school level that you got to master on your kids. You got to teach it to your kids, man. I think we do a great job at that 30%. That 30% is what puts us above everybody else, man. Like I said, we got a great group and a great staff, man. I can't say enough. Hey, Coach C, man, I appreciate you, man. I ain't gave Book a hard time yet, man, not picking us in the championship. I do want to give one shout out to Northridge coach, man, since we here, man. What he did was pretty crazy, man. This dude had printed a rule book about the football. Was any Washington?
I saw that.
I had to bring him up. Because he delayed our game for 15 minutes. Some of these middle school teams have Nerf balls, and we never say a word.
Oh,
we
my
went with a guy from Atlanta that I know that does custom youth balls just because it had a youth logo on it. He does youth. He does youth and middle school and high school custom footballs with the logo on it. Just because we had a logo on it, he thought it wasn't a real football. He did all that and still got his behind kicked.
We play with high school. I know we play with high school football.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But we go, I mean, like it's a guy I know in Atlanta, he does it for the whole city. High school, middle school, and he has balls left over that teams don't use. So I bought one. I bought a bunch of them. They call it the game series, but they still regulation footballs. Right. He just custom designed them and put the logo on them. But he came out there with a piece of paper, Booker, highlighted and everything, which he could have pulled from anywhere.
Right.
Why the refs went with it, I don't know. He could have picked, man, it's 2024. He could have printed that in his computer at the house and edited it. He didn't have to have a real piece of paper, but they went by it. They wouldn't let us use the ball. But fortunately, our AD bought a ton of high school Wilson footballs. I don't want to show on that, but I had to give a shout out.
He ran across the field with that paper. Let's be real. He ran across the field with that paper.
Yeah, all that right
was
there.
Like, what's going on?
All right there to finish 32-8.
But the whole thing with the balls, though, Greg, is the balls. It'll tell you on the ball what level.
Hey, man, it's. I don't know what he was doing. I just having fun, man. I told my coaches, if Booker had me on, I want the world to hear about this. Because he did all that to lose. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna send a shout out to him, man. I hope you find all the footballs, Paul. You want.
Wait a minute. Let me. I'm just catching all this, man. This is breaking news, man.
So he literally He ran to the refs after his first possession. Now he didn't do it when they had the ball. He didn't do it at the beginning of the game. He waited till the game started, then ran out there with a piece of paper and said, "Y'all ain't using the right football."
How you know?
Well, I mean, I told you, our football, I got them from a guy in Atlanta. He does custom balls. So that would be like if you do Sedgefield, you would have your logo on it.
Yeah.
But if he did 10 footballs for you and you only bought 5, he gotta sell them. He sell them to me for cheap. They high school, they regular footballs, but he's selling them to me for cheap.
But because it was custom,
it was custom with a Hurricane logo on it, which he did it for the Atlanta Hurricanes or something down there, and they had a Miami Hurricane logo on it. He thought it was a Fugazi ball or something. I don't know. He spent all that time. I guess he thought he had something. You know how you playing cards and you feel like you got the big joker? I guess he thought he had the big joker. He crapped out, man. That wasn't even Medusa Spades, man. He lost with that. I'm gonna clown him the rest of my days, man. I'm sorry.
Don't like that, coach.
Please forgive me, Booker.
That's cool. Hey, man. Hey, say what you gotta say,
bro. What I gotta say, man. But I had to air him out.
Hey, coach.
Clark was there. Washington was there. Say what?
I thought it was his ball when he ran out there. I thought it was his ball that he was trying to show you the papers that said he can play with this ball because he ran out there with that paper.
The game started, brother. He could have done that in.
No, it was in the end zone. I saw it.
He waited until the game started after they hit the punt, and we got the ball and froze us for 15 minutes. I guess it was a tactic. It backfired. He still didn't win.
I thought it was over some rosters. I was like, maybe somebody.
Nah, it was a ball. It was a ball.
I thought it was a roster.
Remember that.
It was football. He spent the first 20. That's why the game was delayed. He spent all that time worrying about the football.
Oh,
Coach you ain't got to worry about all that stuff.
I thought it was
DP.
I won't say no names. I won't say no names. We played a team last year. It wasn't JMA. We played a team last year in the playoffs, so you can dig through and see. And I swear they had a Nerf ball. The ball was so small. But I didn't say a word because that's like, if they ain't stopped them by now, it ain't my position to say. We just going to do what we got to do. I'm not finna spend a 15, 20 minutes debating. I could have sworn that was a Nerf ball. It was the smallest football I seen. Probably playing with a dynamite football.
Listen, man. Y'all boys been whooping. Y'all been whooping up on everybody, man. The man was trying to gain some leverage. However he could get leverage, man. He was trying to, he just wanted to make sure it wasn't a deflate gate. He was just making sure we'll do whatever we can to get some leverage on Piedmont. He probably
I appreciate the effort.
He probably wanted to run while he was out there too, so he wanted to slow the game.
Hey, coach, let me tell you something, man. I called it though. I said Piedmont by 3 touchdowns. Did I call it?
Man,
did I call it?
You know what I'm mad about, Coach Clark?
We both called it. Booker was against us, but
wait, hold on.
I called it. I said it's gonna be a blowout. Piedmont by at least 3 touchdowns. I said that, and he unfollowed us after that. So
yeah.
I wish he was still following y'all so he could tell me why he did those footballs like that.
No, he probably listening. Matter of fact, let me see if he take him.
Go ahead and call him up, man. Get him on the line, coach.
Hey, listen, it's basketball. He probably had basketball practice. Yeah. He coached the basketball team too.
Helmets to the left, shoulder pass to the right.
Helmets to the left. The last thing. That's the last thing you want to hear.
That's the last thing you want to hear.
I heard it last Friday night, so I know what you're talking about.
Hey, man. In this game, that's why I say it's been real fortunate and blessed, man, to keep winning like this, man. It ain't taking nothing from no organization, man. We had our corner of our eye on you probably about week 4 or 5. We were looking at JMA, see what they were doing. I know y'all were peeking at us. I honestly thought we was going to meet at some point. I told Washington this.
Hey, listen, I wasn't paying no attention to you.
Man, go ahead, man. About 20 of your kids follow me on social media. I said, I don't even know these kids, and they follow me on social media. I don't post no game plan. About 20 of your kids follow me on social media. I'm like, why they following me? Yeah, I don't got none. I don't got the kids, man.
Kids do that, and I wouldn't. Piedmont is Piedmont. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Look here.
Both of my sons came through Piedmont. We played for Coach Facile. We went to Chambers. My son played for Coach Facile at Chambers. I know the pedigree. I know Greg. I knew. I know Piedmont. I didn't have to. I knew what y'all was doing.
I need the truth, though, Washington. You won't looking at us like the corner of your eye just a little bit.
Who, me?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. We're paying attention.
Okay, all right, just checking.
Get all that shit.
He was looking at you. I want to know.
Forget that shit I'm talking about. You damn right we was looking because we thought.
I think it's documented. If you go back a couple shows, it's documented.
Yeah.
Oh, Booker was on video, man, saying he was gonna make championship game, man.
Oh man, there you go.
Boy, hey, cuz.
Hey, we kept that. We kept that in our stash, man. It was in my favorites.
I stand on what I say. I ain't listen. It was nobody in the league that I wanted to play or get on the field with other than Piedmont, bro. I'm going for the top guy. That's who I am. I'm built for that. Right? We took a L. We didn't make it. My first year over at JMA, we didn't make it. I had to get adjusted to the program. And no excuses. We didn't make it. We got knocked out in the first round. It's terrible. And I no excuses. But you damn right. Every year, my expectations is to be in a championship game playing against the top team. That's my goal. Right?
Got to shoot for.
Why even have a goal? That's got to be the goal.
I never think I'm gonna lose. I never think I'm gonna lose anybody. I want to play the top dog, bro. That's how I'm built for that. That's who I am. So shit. I mean, yeah. Well, but I couldn't cash in this year. Is he froze? Or?
I think he froze, man. I think your boy from what's the name clipped his line.
Ooh, a Hulk.
No, your boy from Northridge.
Y'all leave Daryl alone, man.
Hey,
nah, man. Look, man. Listen,
how many?
I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he did that.
What did I go 4-2?
Yeah, you had a good record, man. You had a good playoff record.
You went 4-2. Oh,
he was picking all central.
Oh, I thought you
all central division. That's all. That's all. My boy was picking all central division.
Who?
It was a great year, man. Hey,
being biased.
There was some great football. I mean, it was some. It was last year.
Who sent Greg the thing?
I'm gonna tell him log back in. I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah, tell him to log back in. He ain't even
George Pickens. Look at them Steelers, boy. Let's go ahead and score right quick.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Hawk?
Oh my God! It's a bird.
He snuck up in here, didn't he?
Right.
But while we waiting on Greg to log back in.
Yes, sir.
What's up? Coach,
let's talk about this new division of football with the AA and 7A. I'm just wondering how they're gonna play. Are we gonna keep the conferences the same next year?
And they gotta adjust the conferences.
We keep the conference the same, and then in the playoffs we split. Like I think, is it who goes 3A? West Charlotte. They play.
My bad. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they play 3A in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that. I just thought so.
We're gonna talk about that, but like I was saying before you got cut off, Coach. My expectations every year is to play the team at the top, bro. I want to play the number. That's my expectations. I don't have any other expectations but to get to the top. I went game by game, but I ain't make it. Hey, I stand on what I said. I was coming for Piedmont. Why anybody else? Why anybody else? Yeah. So
I'm totally get it, man. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
man,
no doubt.
Heavy as a head to wear the crown. You're gonna get hunted. I told you.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
hey, Coach,
man, not to lose a game. Like I said, some coaches. Hey, I told my kids for the playoff game, if you feeling nervous or you got pressure that you don't want on your back, put it in my head. I'm gonna put it on my head because I want to wear it.
There it is.
Yeah, I did.
Want that pressure. Man. Everybody don't want it, man, but shit, it don't bother me.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that speech.
Yeah, put it in my head. I'll put it on my head. It's for me to carry. Because at the end of the day, man, like I told you in the youth game, you might wake up right before a regional championship game and mom and daddy don't like the way little boy done his homework. You take him off the team.
You got that right.
Your best players. Ain't nothing you can do in the youth game.
Nothing you can do.
I don't pay the light bill at the house. I got to live with it.
Go out there and just play what you got.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What you got, what we had with the two tall receivers and the coaching we had and the running back, the talent we had, period. I just felt like that ain't pressure.
Man, that receiver core you got is something different, man.
Yeah, Mason, that boy Mason is special.
Man, Mason is a dog. Montre ain't nothing to sniff at either, man. They're really talented kids. And the other kids is talented too. They just ain't as tall as them.
Yeah.
Right.
One kid, the fast kid, he don't even run school track. He AAU kid only. Fast kid.
Yeah, y'all definitely had a good slew of talent, man.
I mean, I think honestly, on the outside, we was more talented this year than last year.
I
think want to hear that.
Just looking at your team, I think you had across the board. You did look a little bit more talented than you were last year.
On the edges, for sure.
Yeah,
I think everywhere else there was some
on the outside, on the edges,
On the edges, the receiving core was like a different level.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, you coming back next year, Coach, or what's the plan?
Like I told you, man, Friday night always calling. I love Friday night, man, and I want to be like Coach Hawk down there, man. I want to have one of them state championship rings, man. That's what I want Sandler to bring me. I want to be in a situation where I can impact the game and get it. And that's really what I want. But I mean, I'm not in a rush, man. My son, he played high school this year. He's 9th grader. He played varsity, so I got to be a dad first. I didn't want to miss his games. That's really why I took the job at Piedmont to be the head coach, because I was like, my son is playing. I'm not gonna miss his game. I got to be a dad at all times. And he was on varsity, so I couldn't coach nowhere else. So I was kind of like, I can do this. Say what?
Where's your son playing?
He plays at Palisades right now.
Palisades. Yeah.
Oh, they did pretty well this year, didn't he?
They did pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, he's a quarterback, man. He's getting reps with the other kid. The other kid starts. He does get reps though. He started a game early, Cuthbertson, and he plays a ton, man. He's played a ton. He's got a ton of reps this year, so that was the key for us. He wanted to play varsity, and once it was official, he was on varsity team. I was like, I can't go back to coaching on Friday nights because I got to be a dad first.
Yeah, and they're a second round team. They got they made it to the second round.
Catholic this week, man, gonna be a tough one. Catholic, you ain't getting about 6-7 possessions.
Yeah,
everybody don't really know high school football. No Catholic.
You already know they gonna hold on to it.
They gonna hold on to that rock.
They gonna hold to the ball, baby.
Hey, Coach. Now talking about Catholic, now they pass the ball a whole lot more than what they used to.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, I love peeping in people windows, so I'll be watching some of the film too with my son. So
they do their screen a whole lot.
But they don't do
screen a whole lot. They don't do a lot of passing.
Yeah,
they don't go to that passing.
They don't really run a ton of concepts.
They pass more. They pass more than they used to. They used to pass period. They pass. They throw that pop pass every now and again.
Yeah, that pop pass, a little vertical.
Yeah, they like that tight end up the seam. Yeah,
screens.
Right.
Yeah, but nothing. They ain't running no concepts, no snag, no corner, no drive.
No, not like that. No.
Nah, it's just straight youth football because that's the offense they run. It's kind of youthish.
Pretty much, right?
They winning.
Hey, we were a benefactor of a Piedmont product over there, man. We got a nice freshman from you, man, over at Jeremy. Man,
Jeremiah Mobley.
Woo! Yes, sir.
I told you I emailed Coach down the corner, asked him. I emailed him before the season started.
Boy, let me tell you,
he came about before. He came about before the year started.
He's special, y'all.
Yeah, he's a special kid, man.
Yeah,
works hard. He's humble.
Oh man, works
like
hard.
I say, man, I played either outside linebacker or DN or D-line my whole career, and everything I would give him in drill work, man, he pick it up in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, I call him.
He kind of walked through the hand movements and be like, "Oh, I got it now, Coach." Yeah, he was
he's sharp, man, sharp. I call him little Julius Peppers, man. Hey, that little kid, man, he's special, bro. But the thing is like you said, man, it don't take a lot of coaching. Just show him what to do. And when I'm gonna tell you what stamped it for me with him. 2 things. When he came in the weight room, he found the strongest guy in there and worked out with him. The most focused guy, Mike Bloomfield. He worked out with him straight. You know, he's a senior. That's who his workout partner was. And 2, when he came in to workouts with that ROTC uniform, I said, okay, this the guy.
Oh man, he's a good kid, man. Really good kid, man. And that's really what, like I said, what me and Book are trying to do in Washington, man. Coaching in the middle school, man. We want to impress them kids and put something in them, and then they can always call us coach too. Now, like I said, they reach out to me from time to time and just see how things is going. Man, that's what I'm all about. You can't get that stuff to get that at the high school level, like Booker know that we talked about it earlier. You get that at the middle school level, man. These kids text me, call me anytime of day and night.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the good mark of a program, the good mark of your program is when the kid comes up the next level, you can tell where he came from. Like I can tell that was a Piedmont kid.
Oh, absolutely. Like I told you in the interview, I said, we ain't running nothing that you can't run at a Butler or Mallard Creek or Independence on Friday night.
Right.
No concept. I mean, no offense and no defensive set is not something that you can run on a Friday night. Now, you might not choose to run it. Y'all might have a little bit better athletes, but you can do a little bit more. But everything I run is based on Friday night because it ain't gonna do them no good otherwise.
Absolutely. You got to prepare for the next level, man. You don't.
Absolutely.
That's my thing. I never coach somebody where they're at. I coach them where they're going. Right.
Absolutely.
So if you coach them where you're at, you're gonna have a long season.
So, Coach, with your athletes, do you towards the end of the season or during the course of the season, do you kind of give them an idea? Because a lot of them ask you about what school you think I should go to, or is this a good school? Is this a good fit? Do you kind of form up
at Piedmont, being the IB Magnet School, whatever, you kind of getting kids from all over.
Right.
I mean, I give my advice and what I think. I don't tell a kid. I mean, if it depends on where a kid's trying to go. If he's trying to play right away or what does he think is a good fit for the future, a lot of them ask, and I just give them my honest opinion. They'll tell me, I don't be like, well, you should go here, here, and here. They'll say, well, my mom wants me to go here. My sister goes here. I can go here. They give me 3 schools, 3 choices, and I'll be like, hey, man, maybe this is the best place for you. I think it's a good fit. And I give my advice, but man, I don't try to push no kid no way.
No, absolutely not. Just at least give them some good advice as to whether
man, we high school over here, man. I try best I can to meet with the kids after the season and tell them exactly, like 7th graders, what you need to work on to get the way you need to. 8th grade, I'll be like, yo, this is if you're gonna go play high school ball, you hear me say it. This is what you got to do. These are things you got to do. I try to do that too, man. We do everything, man. That's why I say everything we do is to try to progress them to the next level. Man, like I said, we got an amazing group of coaches, man. I can't say enough about them, man, because really, honestly, those that have been coaching long enough, you're only good as the guys around you.
Absolutely.
You can't run the show by yourself. I can't coach every position. That's why I try to bring in as many qualified guys as possible. I'll touch it
Keyword, qualified.
Man, we got like 5, 6, 4 or 5 young kids that just graduated from Davidson a couple years ago. Man, they really good. My O-line coach been with me since I was in Pop Warner days, and I'm not going to disregard any O-line coach in all of football, man, but he could be coaching on Friday nights. Yeah, he's really good. Man, you wouldn't even know how that line looked when we first started. You wouldn't even know because he's that good. He's a really good O-line coach, man, and we always had the other offensive guys and the Piedmont guys, Antoine, Leland, those kids that are all guys that already been there. That know how the system works, man. So we kind of meshed it together, man. Coach May is a man. His kid is there, man. Coach May is great, man. He's a great find. I seen him air you out on his post, man, about defense, man. But Coach May is a really good find, man. He loves teaching that corner position, man. And honestly, man, we ran about 10 different coverages this year, in all honesty. Like I said, we was running stuff, man. Like I say, everything we run was Friday night. Everything.
Yeah. He had y'all run that 3-3-5.
Nah, we didn't run it too much. He wanted to.
He wanted to,
man.
And he liked that 3-3-5.
He loved that. Coach May loved that 3-3-5. But yeah, like I said, we ran it a little bit, but not a ton. But honestly, man, it don't do you no good. Though, be honest, book, man. I tell Washington the same thing. It don't do you no good to look at us and say this is what they running. Because we're going to adjust to whoever we play. That's just kind of defense coach I am.
That's it. That's it.
So you can look at us one week, we're running the 4-2-5. You look at it this week, we might be blitzing heavy. You look at the next week, we playing the base. We ain't even blitzing. We just sit back waiting on it. We can go to bare front. Man, we ran about 20, 25 different fronts. People are scared to teach kids, man. I overload them. I give them everything they can handle.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. I hear a lot of these coaches, man, say, man, well, all we need is 6 plays. I'm like, man,
we got it. We got access to shot by 32. I want you to go in there and tell me what defense we in every playoff game. We ran a different one. We played Coolwood. They ran a lot of power football. We came out in the bear. We played the next week. We play who we played? McClintock. They threw the ball around. We ran, and I knew the quarterback could move a little bit. We ran a lot of simulation blitzes, a lot of combo blitzes, 3-on-2 stuff. And like I say, in the coverage on the back end, we ran a lot of palms, 2 read, a lot of different stuff like that, man. We ran a ton of stuff. And then you see us play Northridge, Mr. Football. We played Northridge, man. They played a lot of foot-to-foot tight sets, man, a lot of spread sets, man. So what's the key to a short porch, man? We send a lot of edge pressure, man. And, I mean, we sacked that kid 10 times, man.
Yeah.
At least 10.
Yeah.
He ain't been sacked that much all year. That's why I heard you on the radio podcast. You said he's good. But like I told, was it Washington? He ain't Jamel from Ransom, the kid from last year.
That kid was different.
Jamel was like one of the top 5 kids one of the top 5 kids come through the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
That's one of them athletes I be talking about. You got him and another player. You got 2 players. You can get down.
Jamel, the kid. What's Jamel's last name, Booker?
Northridge. Jamel. That's all. I just know him as.
Kid from Ransom.
He played with the Giants.
I played against him a lot when he played for
the
Giants. So I played against him a lot. So we knew he's an outstanding athlete. Now, he's a better athlete than that kid. But as far as quarterback, I think that kid got a little bit more skill set than he did it from quarterback position.
Nah, I don't think so. He couldn't really throw the ball.
Jamel played running back.
Yeah, but he played quarterback with Ransom. He could throw the ball, just didn't know where it was going.
Yeah,
the kid number 1 from Northridge.
Yeah,
he couldn't really throw the ball.
No, he's an athlete. He's an athlete.
Like he couldn't. If you take Jamel and tell him to throw it 50 yards, he can sling it.
Coach, he dropped one on you in the back of the end zone. Now you say he can't throw.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got one on.
He rolled out. He got that one.
He moved around. He through one. Kept his eyes upfield. And
did he get another one?
No, that was it.
Did he complete another pass?
No, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Don't challenge it.
Point though. He got the extra point.
Yeah, he ran out, got the extra point. Yeah, but he didn't complete another pass. I don't think.
I know, but I think he kicked one of y'all's off.
I think, man. I ain't gonna leave you and watch it alone.
Go ahead, leave him alone, Coach, man. Coach, leave him alone, man. You got the trophy,
man.
You got the trophy, Coach. You got the trophy, Coach.
Him and Washington both.
Yeah. We
watched when a different route on me. He changed it up in the household. He made the household complicated over here, man.
Man, but yeah, it's really good what you guys are doing, man. I think the middle school is pretty dope what they doing, man. I don't know how long they can maintain, man, but yeah, man, we got a good thing over there. I ain't gonna complain. We're gonna keep plugging along the best I can, man.
Yeah, we is great, man. I hear a lot of these youth parents. My guy was saying, I guess his son's charter school, whatever, little school downtown, they don't have a football team, and he was just saying that middle school watered down, and I was like, he don't come to the games. He don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, wait a minute.
13, you watered down.
Watch. I ain't gonna say that. It's not what. Listen now. Let's keep it real now.
I'm talking about Charlotte. I ain't talking about other places.
Charlotte
ain't that many. It's not that many teams.
We don't talk about Charlotte. So if you're the number 1 in your conference, I mean, I'm beating everybody by 30, 40 points. So to me, that's watered down. I mean, until you get to them final 8, then you might have you just got on the middle school scene now. Fernando was here before we even hit the. You know how many states
don't put me in your argument, man. That's between y'all two, man. Don't put me in it, man.
Buddy. I'm telling you, it has been more kids playing, and then my son is in youth, so I'm seeing
Coach, it don't matter. I've been coaching. You know how many state championship, AYF, some of the toughest league in the country, one of the top leagues. I don't won several state championship, national championship with 13-year-old kids.
Now my son plays 12 now. It wasn't that many 12s, and it definitely wasn't that many 13 teams in Charlotte. And you contribute that to middle school and the middle school playoffs. Kids want to play that middle school playoffs. They want that.
Middle ball is trending upward. All right, I give them that. Okay, let's just say the trajectory of middle school football is a lot better than it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's a lot better. I think the brand.
I agree with him though.
I think there's a
playoff system is going to help.
There's a better brand of football being played now, and compliments to CMS. you know, the stakes are up. They put a trophy up. They put a championship on the line. Now guys they got to go in their bag. They got to study. You know what I'm saying? You got to coach now, right? So yeah, I'll give them another star. But before that, man, come on, this shit is water.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying. Most leagues are top heavy. It's one or two good teams at the top.
Absolutely.
And everybody's trying to do that. Honestly, though, like I told, and I tell Washington, I say it on here, I thought last year, Ransom, JMA, that league, Coolwood, was probably the best conference.
Yeah.
I thought last year those guys had the best conference. I think this year is us.
Yeah,
I thought with what Eastway was able to do, and like I said, all those teams, I thought we had the best conference this year. And it might not be there every year, but this year, I thought we had the best conference. I thought Eastway was really good. I think Eastway wet the bed when they played Northridge in the regular season. Beat them 14-0, played them for no reason. Yeah. Like, you might see that team again, and unfortunately they saw them again. And that was one of the things I saw on the tape. Eastway fumbled 3 times.
Yeah.
Threw 2 picks, fumbled 3 times, and only lost by 6-8 points. 6 points.
Well, those coaches were very familiar with each other because those coaches, the head coach used to coach at Northridge up under Darryl, which is Darryl was the head coach of Northridge. So they was very familiar with each other. So those games could have went either way. You know, I don't know why they played each other during the season. I guess you got to do that one crossover, or whatever. So,
when a team has a bye, you can take that matchup. But I didn't understand why you played them. He could have played somebody else.
So what do you think about? What do you think overall about the middle school football?
And I always say this, man, and I'm a big fan of, like I say, if a guy like you coaching it, or one of the guys in this room, if you got a good youth program, I'm okay. If you got good coaching in middle school, I'm okay. It's about the coaching at this level, man. You can't really hose that up. If you got bad coaches, then, and it shows on Wednesday at 5:00. You see some bad coaches. If you're a talented kid, I wouldn't suffer him through that. Then I would say youth ball. But if you got good coaching, and they showing you and they getting you better, getting you ready for the next level, I would pick the one of the two. I think middle school, like you said, is trending upwards, but it's still top heavy. And I think that was the problem before the playoff. You have 1 or 2 teams that are really good, and then you have everybody else kind of in a pack with themselves. And then, like I say, when you start doing tournaments and bringing them together, you start to get the best of the best, and you get a little closer games. But I think it's trending up with what they're doing. It's going to be hard to do what Piedmont has done. It's tough for anybody to say that, win 11 years in a row and not lose a game. It's going to be tough to keep that streak going. In all honesty, with the playoff, I can guarantee you who's
going to be. Hey, I guarantee be a little tougher. Because look,
how many in a row?
That taste I got in my mouth, I can't take it, bro. I can't take it.
I can't hear you. You say what else?
11.
You done won 11 in a row?
11 years in a row. Piedmont ain't lost a game. I ain't been there 11 years.
And I think
but Piedmont ain't lost a game.
Yeah, they've been winning since my son was in over there. And
hold on now. When your son played my son, well, my son at Midhill Miller, they beat y'all there. When Justin played at Piedmont.
I'm talking about Zion. I don't know about that.
I'm talking about
they didn't beat Zion.
No, they beat Zion, but we beat Justin.
Okay,
I think somebody can. I think maybe not 11 years. What's the middle school beside Chambers?
James Martin.
James Martin.
Yeah, I think years ago, I think they may have won like 8, 9.
I don't. Facile was there 7 years. Facile didn't lose a game.
No, Facile ain't lose a game.
Facile ain't lose a game. And you added 3 years without him, and this year, like I said, it was 2 years without him. Well, 3 years without him. So at least 10.
Yeah.
Well, we talking about conference. Now, what you guys are doing is really a little bit more than what Facile. I mean, not taking anything away from you guys. Now, the last couple of years, you know, I don't know if Facile could have kept that streak going, based with the playoff. But you guys, right now, you're on your own streak, winning the city.
Is true. And it's tough, man. Honestly, 9 years just conference is probably the 2 years with the championship is probably tougher than the 9 straight. In all honesty.
Definitely.
Let me ask you this, Coach. You being on that winning streak, so you know, with middle school ball, you basically have a new team every year, or at least every 2 years, you got a brand new squad. So what are you guys doing to continue that tradition of winning? What are you guys doing all season? I know you guys, I remember back in the days, you guys used to do some summer workouts, and most middle schools weren't doing that. Do you think that's what's been beneficial for you to continue that?
I think Coach Lucille with the 7-on-7 and the Unconquered was probably big. Big. We don't, I mean, honestly, we didn't do that as much this year. Like I told, Washington, I didn't know who the kids were going to be, in all honesty. We didn't know. It wasn't like we could do off-season stuff. We don't know this year as much, in all honesty. We couldn't start till close to school started because I didn't know who the kids were.
Right.
Like I said, you can hold workouts, but then you end up cutting 70% of them kids, not because you want to cut them, but because the kids that show up August 1, you know how them kids here, the rock stars show up late. They've been playing with youth ball all summer and FBU, and then they won't show up to none of your off-season workouts, any of your volunteer stuff. They'll pop up August 25th when you having trials. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, who was that? You got to go with the best guys. It happens, especially at Piedmont. Like I said, I know Booker liked my post today, man. It's facts. Everybody and mama want to get into Piedmont. Those are facts.
Yeah, he said everybody trying to get in. The transfer portal.
I seen that.
Hey, the transfer portal. Hey, man. Hey, that's what happened.
Man, I got zero say so.
But I tell you what,
I got zero say so.
That playoff is what done it, man. That playoff system is really exposing a lot of programs and building a lot of programs up, man. Because, hey, listen, let's face it. If you wanted to sweep Elite 8, you 8 of the best teams in the county. So, yeah, that's really kids want to play where winners are, you know. So,
and that's the biggest thing for me, man. Kids want to play with winners.
Yeah, and parents are willing to make that, and parents are investing enough to move to where they got to move to get their kid in a better position.
Absolutely. I think that's the key. I think you just want to be in a good situation, man. I think, and you want to get, like I said, you got to get coached, bro. You don't want to show up, man. And I'll be using myself as an example. I'm coming out of high school and you going to college and you don't really know. You just hear say a color for the call of your coverage. I'm an outside backer. I don't know what the hell. I just know what blue what I do.
Exactly.
I know the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? My high school coach did me like that. Yeah. I'm going to college and you picking up playing outside backer. You got to drop sometimes. You got to know the coverage again, what's behind you, what's around you, so you can be effective. My high school coach sent me to college and I didn't know. I just knew the colors. Orange, white, green. Green was quarters. Orange was, now that I know better. You know what I'm saying? Know better, do better. So I think that's so big, man. Development, right? It's no way if you don't know, if you're a D lineman, you don't know your techniques. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. You don't know your techniques. There's no way in hell you're gonna go to a high school and even think about a varsity field. You're not gonna get no farther than JV, and you might not play the end. If you're a linebacker, you don't understand the 30, you don't understand the different techniques and the different coverages.
40s, you don't understand 50s, you don't none of that.
Yeah, you don't understand the check 3, and if you go out, then you rob the post. It's just little things, you know what I'm saying? It's little things you teach coverage-wise that if you don't know, a secondary, don't know how to pedal, don't know how to play man, don't know how to be patient on that stuff, man, don't know to read 2-1 or read 3-2. If you don't know how to make those different reads and adjustment, man, you go to a high school, it is no way. And Hawk coach on the high school level. If you don't know that stuff going in, you're never gonna be ready to play that first year.
No. Even from JV to varsity.
Yeah, it's a jump.
We had some guys, you know, when we prepare for the playoffs, we pulled some guys up from JV. I'm like, yo, bro, that shit ain't gonna work up here. What you doing right here? If you take that wrong step, especially I'm coaching linebackers, you retreat on the first step. Next thing you know, you got a 285-pound dude in your chest. You understand?
Oh, absolutely.
It might not seem like a lot to you by taking that false step, but trust me, he coming if he's not covered. And that shit don't work.
Hey, you love my guys, man. I spent about an hour on that first practice. You're gonna take
absolutely, man. You're gonna take
that read step. You're gonna go down there and run them trenches with them linemen.
I know that's right. I know that's right. But they don't understand that, man. Like that half a step the wrong way. Hey, man, at varsity level it changed. And so
Coach, how do you what's basically the dynamics of your coaching staff, man? Do you interview these guys? Or are they just the same guys that you've been over there for years?
Nah,
How do you know
coaching
whether you got
and
the right
Coach
guys?
Hall, man, he'll answer this probably better than anybody. Coaching is about relationships,
Right?
Because you want guys you can trust.
Number one.
Yes.
When I send Coach Booker down there with the wide receivers for 30 minutes to do Indy, I expect them to be learning wide receivers. I know he knows that. So I can trust Booker. I ain't even gonna look down in that corner.
Right.
When he take him down to the corner to run drill work, my eyes ain't going down there because I trust him. And that's the key for me, man. Trusting your guys, man. I think that's what I've seen, man. That's why I say I pulled a lot of the youth guys I had, plus a lot of the guys that were there, guys I know that's gonna teach the positions, man. That's what worked. I want you to take a look, man. If you take a look in the Coach Clark saw, you take a look at the pregame. We had DBs in one corner working their pedal and their break. We had wide receivers running routes, Indy, quarterback doing individual workup. I had the D-line doing get-offs, working hands. Like, that thing didn't look like no middle school.
Nah,
I look down there at Northridge. I'm gonna take another shot at Northridge because I feel like I look down there at Northridge, man. They playing Thorpe and Tackle.
They playing
in the pregame almost.
Get up.
Man, I'm clowning him for the rest of my days.
I'm gonna take one more shot, Coach. I'm gonna take one more shot, Coach. I was down in the end zone at halftime, right? You got to make adjustments at halftime. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna say that the adjustments weren't made because I was sitting right there, and then you went back onto the field without warming up.
Yes. Hey man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta be somewhere. I'm gonna check y'all out. I gotta go.
He going to smoke a cigar.
All right,
no, I ain't got time for that, man. I got things to do, man.
You got the head.
I got time. You talking ball? I got all day, man. Talk to me, man. Washington leaving me.
Watch, you growing well, boy. Hey, look, so you going somewhere?
Yeah, he going somewhere. He got the veneer sparkling.
Watch, I hope it's date night, boy. All right, y'all.
I gotta get out of here.
I hear you, Watch.
All right, man. You with some good guys, they're gonna take care of it. Make sure we talk about them new conferences, that 8-2-8. That's gonna be
wait
awesome.
for you, Watch.
Hey, Greg. Greg.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, man. I might have got on. You might have talked about before I got on, man. Like, so who your top players, man, is going to be in high school next year?
I didn't talk about it. Probably we talked about Mason, Montre.
Is that number 8?
8. Montre was the other big receiver.
Boy, that's man.
Yeah, big receiver. Caden, the running back. The kid Orlando, he broke a couple runs. He didn't even play against McClintock because he hurt his knee in the Cool Oak game. He played in the last one. He's fast. Probably fastest kid on the team. Probably those. The quarterback was good. Great leader, man. He probably played another position in high school. He may or may not. But he was a great leader, man. He stood in there. The Connor, MJ, number 4. He had a sack in the championship game. Man, all those are going to be really good kids. Really good kids. I know I left. We had Collins, safety. His dad is a running back coach at PD. He's fast. He's really fast. He just ain't played a ton of football. May's kid, Davian, I like him a lot, man. Really high IQ kid.
Corner?
Yeah, corner, safety. He can play it all, man, because his IQ is high. You basically one of those, I tell you one time, and it's a done deal. And I mean, plus he got his dad at the house who's pretty good DB coach, man. So May's gonna be, Davian's gonna be pretty good. Little CJ, the corner, man, he's pretty good. He's just small, but he's undersized. But man, he's another high IQ kid that can play corner. Yeah, definitely. All these kids will start, man. We had a first-year player, Mike Backer, number 20. He hurt his ankle in the game. Kid named Maddox, Asian kid. Another high IQ kid, man. You watch the tape on him, man. He's a linebacker. He'd probably be a strong safety when he get to high school. I told him that. But for us, he played Mike Backer, man. Really, really smart. Really smart. And I think that's what we got, man. A lot of high IQ kids. And they don't mind working out. They worked out all over the summer on their own and came back better players because Caden, the running back, he didn't even play much last year. The only ones that played last year on that team last year from that 8th grade group probably was the running back that played MJ, the Connor kid. Davian played. And Montre, the other receiver, played a bunch that first year. The other kids, man, like I said, they just hadn't turned the corner yet. They went home in the offseason, man. They came back different guys, man. Different guys.
Coach, you threw the term around high IQ guys, and that's a term that's been thrown around a lot. Explain to people that might not understand what that means, a high IQ guy. What
a high
when someone
IQ
says
guy for me is one that can be a coach on the field, and they understand like you'll have, man, and that's where I coach my kids to be. I'm not the coach that's like, I said run cover 3, we're gonna run cover 3. No, I want those IQ kids, man. That's what make the game easy. I'm looking at the college kid. I'm looking at David. David's like, yo, I want to go. Let me go safety, put CJ at nickel, man. I know what's coming. I can play back there on the back end. He can come up and cover that slot. He can probably cover the slot guy faster than me. Those little things is high IQ. Or like we's like, look, in the championship game, we had a blitz from the edge, an overload from the edge. And the counter kid looked at me and said, MJ looked at me and said, hey, coach, let's run it now. Let's run it. Let's run it. I said, let's go get him then. Second half, let's go get him. Come out, first play. I think that's the play with number 4 sacks him as soon as he get the ball.
Right.
That was an overload we had put in just for that spread set. So yeah, it was things like that. Or a couple times we just showed the blitz and didn't even then pulled out of it and dropped to our spots. It's just little stuff like that where they looking at me like, once you empower them, I let them like a lot of the blitz calls. I give them the call. I let them make the name for the call.
Right.
Like this week we had a blitz. MJ's blitz was called Air Jordan. He made the call, so he was invested in it. So when it came time to run it, or he wanted to run it anyway, just because he gave the name for it.
Right.
So little things like that. Give them the power, empower them with the scheme, and then they'll pick up on the little things. And like I said, every kid can't do that. You don't have 10 of those on your team. You'll have maybe 3, 4 tops.
I like that,
man. Coach, hey man,
that's coach.
You doing a hell of a job, man.
I appreciate it.
That's a hell of a job you're doing, man. The kids you talking about, the first kid that started, Davion or David, the one that he get out there and he move people around.
Yeah.
According on the offensive seat. What high school you going to next year?
I have no idea, man. We at Piedmont. His dad is Coach May. I have
that's one go at Providence Day.
Well, he was coaching up. You talking about May that coach at
I don't think he's going to Providence Day. I don't think he's doing private school.
Oh, one that got coach with you, your kid that played with you, Booker. Is that what you're talking about?
2 or 3 years,
yeah, he's a good kid.
See, hey, keep whatever you doing. That's what you doing. We got to like translate that to everybody in middle school. Why I say that is because I did more with college than I do with anybody else. And like how you training the boys is what they look for in college. Like you tell me that one guy, he played linebacker for you, but he might be a strong safety in high school. Well, in the college game now, the strong safeties are playing linebacker. Like guys like Power Evans.
Yeah, that's the old Florida State method.
They put him big tackle now, bro. The safety now playing linebacker cause the game so fast. You can't put a linebacker on a 4-3 running back and slot. He can get destroyed every time.
Absolutely.
So what you doing is teaching. I mean, it's rare out here. It's called. Even when I've seen a couple of Memphis games, they ain't doing what you doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's needed. Like getting the guys called like what Coach Lando was saying. Football IQ, the biggest thing that these kids need. I know they need speed, they need size. Nah, man. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed said, hey, they study film all the time. IQ is the reason why they in the NFL right now, because they know everything the office is doing before they do it.
Yep. And I bet, and Booker won't give himself no flowers, man, but I bet he spent a ton of time with his son watching tape and going over the little things and little details.
You better put him
where he is.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I was just sitting there going over his college tape.
Absolutely.
Him on the phone, he was on the phone. I was on ESPN Plus running his game back, kind of, talking to him about some of the things
little things, man, that everybody don't get. And we watch film like a high school team.
Yep.
Right. Go in and watch and break it down, man. A lot of stuff.
Gotta be mandatory.
Man, I can give you gems all day of stuff I pick up watching film, and you be like, Coach, you saw that? Right. Absolutely. I give you a little clip, man, just in case you ever play McClintock. We playing McClintock this year, and they ran fold back coverage. They fold back the tackle on the end.
Oh yeah.
You know why we sacked them so much? because we blitzed the linebacker off that gap.
Linebacker,
He's folding back. We sacked him about 10 times too. We didn't. It won't because we had that big of a dog at linebacker. The middle linebacker we had his grandmother passed. He didn't even play that game.
Right.
I took a corner and put him in that spot and told him what to do. Coached him up in 2 days, and he had like 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
That's what's up.
What a lot of people don't realize, man, that when you watch film, you see a lot of things before it happens. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
You've already familiarized yourself. Your subconscious is your best conscious, right? So if you keep watching that film, and then it's pretty much you're gonna see something. It's oh shit, I saw this on film. This is what's
and you
coming.
watching that with your staff for the most part, right? I'm sure you watch it individually.
We watch it with the kids as well.
Watch the kids too. Oh,
the kids watch as well. We've been blessed and fortunate. We got a little huddle action, so we try to keep that
huge.
running.
That's huge.
Huddle's huge.
That big time right there.
Huddle. We watch film together, and you can see some kids want it, like the high IQ kids.
You can
see
it.
Still can check just like they do in high school.
You can check, see how much who watching film,
see how many hours you put in. Oh man, kids is really with the high IQ. Them the ones watching the most tape.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Speaking kind of piggybacking off the high IQ, are you preparing guys for both sides of the ball? Are you making sure that they can play a position on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, we do more so since I've been the guy, we've been more playing both ways. But traditionally at Piedmont, man, what a lot of kids that play both ways. We've been doing more playing both ways, probably more to get guys a look to see what it is they excel at. And I mean, like I say, it comes through, and once that moment it clicks, then they'll play both ways. But like I said, we'll experiment in the beginning because, like I said, you get up a lot in the early games. We'll experiment a bit in the beginning to see what they can do on the other side. And once it clicks and they show me you can do it, then they'll play both ways a ton.
Yeah. I asked Booker this question. Let me ask you this question. A lot of times, to prepare your number 2, right? A lot of times you don't see, some of these guys don't see action till it's a blowout, right? You're up 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns or whatever. I would think that, you get up 2-3 touchdowns, then you should start putting your 2s in so they can kind of go against the other team's going to still have their 1s in. They're going to have a little more real game experience than playing against their 2s and their 3s. What's your thoughts on that?
We try to do it just depends on the position. We try to do it's just certain things coaches just don't feel comfortable doing a lot of subbing at. The edges, because then this is still, like I said, it's 70% youth. You go out there, your defensive end ain't right. That running back going around that corner, he going to the house. But most other positions, corners, safeties, linebackers, we let guys play a ton, especially early. And it's like it's not in the middle of nothing. I mean, we beat Eastway. We was up 14-0, and I think we had 2 linebackers in with no football experience. Now they broke a run. They didn't score, but they broke a run of about 20 or 30 yards. But that experience came back to help us later.
Exactly. That's my
those tend to be 2 of the better players. Those were actually 2 of the better defensive players. If you watch it, because like I said, the middle linebacker I got, the one I said is going to be a strong safety, high IQ kid. He'd never really played tackle football before. That was his first action. But by the end of the season, he one of your better defensive players.
Right. Because he saw the best of what they had to offer instead of their 3s and 4s playing. You're not going to really get an experience by playing their bottom guys.
I also think what Coach Booker go through, and probably what we go through too, is guys don't take nobody out. If them your 1s and you down 30, them gonna be your 1s in there when you down 35. They're not coming out the game.
That's my whole point.
They still gonna get quality work.
That's my whole point. So if you're smart, if you're down 40, you're not gonna keep your 1s in. Like that's just not smart. They're gonna get hurt, right? So
like I said, we talking about Wednesday at 5 o'clock. This ain't Friday night at 7. Wednesday at 5 o'clock, I see some strange things, brother.
I say this from my experience of like blowing out teams. Now we played West Charlotte, my last year Chamber. We was up 30-0 in the second quarter. We should have beat the shit out and put 100 points on them, but we laid off. You know what I'm saying? And they started to come back in the second half. Now, a team like that, you know, keep your ones in until you get up to
Yeah.
about 60. But now, like when we play like I ain't want not no teams, but like like Normac and Harden went up. Nah, man, put your twos and threes in and probably in the
Let them
first
get some
quarter.
real game experience, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
real.
I
yeah.
agree.
From that on,
I
I
agree.
mean, you ain't got. I mean, I ain't trying to knock nobody. I'm kind of being honest. You know, I mean,
No, that's the truth. The records is what
yeah,
it is. You ain't lying.
Hey, Bill Parcells, coach. At this point, you are what your record says you are.
You
yeah.
got that right.
I give y'all a perfect example. Back when Trevor Lawrence played at Clemson. Now this is where I realized the difference between Power Five and G5. We down at Clemson and they played Charlotte. Man, it was like 45-0 the first quarter. Trevor Lawrence then came out the game. They played their twos and threes from the end of the first quarter to the fourth quarter. And basically, they still outscored Charlotte's first string.
Yeah, that's
I like
significant,
that blew
man.
my
We got
mind.
to.
Nah, that's smart though. That's smart coaching. Like,
Yeah,
give your backup
Yeah,
some
but
real game
it's still
experience.
hard. It's still hard to do. And then, like I said, when he said, I heard y'all a little bit. I know Booker lost his running back, lost people. When you lose people
Yeah,
in middle school, man, it's tough to replace them.
yeah, tough. Yeah.
It's tough, man. We had
we was dead.
injury on top of injury, man, because these kids play so much football. You got the really talented ones probably don't play as much, but probably your second, third of your roster probably is at every OT7 or every OTB, whatever, every AYF game every Saturday.
He said,
Yeah, whatever it is, your second, yeah, whatever it is, your 2/3 of your roster is playing every Saturday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I had probably like I said, I had 75-80% of my kids. They play on Saturday. My offensive guys, at least 80% of them. They was playing AYL. They was all playing 13U ball or 12U ball. You know, and then eventually the ones they got hurt. They couldn't even play in the playoffs with me. So you know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna get hurt.
Hold on, Book. Book. Hold on. So your kids
you
playing with you on Wednesday, and then they play again on Saturday.
Oh yeah, every week.
That's crazy.
We had them too.
They might play twice that weekend. They might because a lot of them was playing AYF ball maybe on a Saturday, but then they might have a special game where out of town team from the national team might want to come in and play against them because a lot of them play for this team called PTSG, which is a national team, pretty good team, pretty well put together team. But you know, and everybody, you know, they was playing all the teams, you know, from the national, from this. You don't know the youth ball structure, Hawk, so might go over your head a little bit. But yeah, they playing ball Saturday, Sunday, and then they come in trying to give you what they can in practice, which you know you ain't gonna get it from them in practice, which is where you need it, which is where you need it. And then they got to play again on Wednesday, man. So it's pretty tough.
And
you saw them guys over there with them arms linked with the
that's it.
The collarbones with it, man. Shit.
Grabbing knees,
that's just
ankles,
crazy to me.
Everything.
Though. This ain't basketball, bro. You can't.
Man, I'm telling you,
that's
Coach,
gonna be a short career, bro.
That's why this middle school thing is so important.
Yeah,
to say those older kids, man, because some of these kids be playing 40 games a year.
That's crazy.
One thing I can say, like Coach was saying, you get the right coaches in there, man. You know, the parents respect. If they see the right coaches, it can't just be one coach. Once they see collectively that you got a pretty solid staff, they start taking them off of those rec ball teams and say, look,
absolutely, that's what happened to us. We had kids that were playing
everything that he needs right here at a Piedmont or at a Northridge or at a JMA. So
we had kids that were playing both. Yeah, and as the season progressed, they started winning away from the youth team.
Yeah, man.
After you got to build that culture to do that.
Yeah, you got to have some real good football parents too, man. You know,
absolutely.
They understand the lingo when they standing on the fence, man, or standing on the sideline, and they hear what's coming out. You know, them coaches' mouth, man, and they see the movement on the field. They know what real football look like and what it's like, and then they see the results. So yeah, like I said, the middle school game is trending up. We're getting some better coaches in. still a lot of work to do in middle school. I want to see the whole thing trend upward. Whoever wins, wherever the chips fall, that's where they fall. But I want to see the whole game, get better in middle school, man.
I think the playoff. I think the playoffs going to do that. I think it's going to.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to see some more competitive games during the week. During the regular season. Because you beating teams by 40 points and 38 points and scoring 50 points, man. You just get this false perception that you just kind of hurt you. That kind of hurt. And then you get, if you ain't got the right guys, man, they get to practice, man. You ain't got the right staff, man. They get to practice taking shit for granted. And then your practice, your practice is supposed to be way more intense than
games are supposed to be fun.
And sometimes guys, if you ain't got the right guys around you, man, they'll take practice for granted, man. I wouldn't
absolutely.
Booker, you mentioned the parents. All right, you gotta have the right parents, right? So I was on your sideline for the first game of your playoffs, right? Now you guys play one. Your playoff game. That one. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. How do you deal with this? He played one. Let me ask you this. How you deal with this situation? You go blow teams out all year, unscored on, teams that cross the 50-yard line, and you lose, and suddenly you can't coach. How do you handle that situation, man?
I'll block out that shit, man. I block out the noise, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's not for me. That's for the head coach. I block out the noise, man. I don't do that, man. I don't do that. I don't pay attention to none of that shit that goes on in the stands.
That was one of the craziest things I ever witnessed. I'm like, hold on, these dudes.
I think it's a product of what you are, with the level that you're on. I think a lot of parents, like I said, the JMA train was heavy. Yeah, and it's not Booker's job to calm that train and calm them expectations. That's on the head coach. Absolutely. And that's kind of what it is. And the way you talk and the way you carry yourself is what the parents feed into.
Absolutely.
That's why I said once you come up through the youth game, man, it's like being in a battlefield, man. You ready for everything.
Yes, sir.
Youth football is a whole different animal. If you come up in that game, I got so much respect for coaches that started in youth ball. I don't even know it. It's a fraternity that you can't get out of. You can't shake it. But once you come up in that, man, you ready for everything. And I think once the expectations and the bar are set early, and what you expected of is set early, and we move that way accordingly. Because like I say, once I give you credit when I'm watching these videos, man, I do, like I said, I'm peeping people winners, Coach Clark. And I'm watching these videos, these other teams. I watch like AG, and like when they won the last game, they was like, yeah, we conference champs. And I'm like, y'all in the wrong business then. I knew they weren't gonna last long. You in the wrong business. Once they put that tournament on and you start talking championships, you got to establish that immediately. That's our goal.
Absolutely.
Establish that immediately. All right, this is what we're trying to do. Once we establish that, man, everybody else fall in line. You don't get that with the parents. But I think what happens when you got kids that's, like I said, kids that's coming and kids that want to be a part of something, they want to win. They used to that youth circuit. Like you said, 75% of his players play on Saturday.
Yeah.
Their expectation is to win a championship. When they don't win it, there can't nobody coach.
Exactly.
That's all I heard. He can't coach. I'm like, well, he coached pretty good for 7 weeks. Like, I don't get it.
That's the culture, man. That's the youth culture.
Yeah,
that's Booker done it.
Oh, no.
I've done it.
I've done
it. From all over the city, and you want to win that youth championship, and then you mess around and lose.
Yeah.
Oh, you everything but a child of God.
What's coaching the I ain't never seen a coach that bad in my life.
Exactly.
But
them the same
y'all see the high school parents, man.
Kid to you and said, Coach.
Oh, they hot. It don't. Hey, listen, it don't get no better at high school.
No, it happens. Awful,
boy.
I mean, awful.
It happens. It's
happening down where I'm at now. Some of the junk I heard down there who I'm at now about the coaching staff we got now. Oh man, these joking, man.
Oh my God, coach. You don't know what they doing. Blah blah blah. Bro,
they deserve better than that, man. I think you guys did a great job, man. Like I say, it just styles make fights, man. Sometimes you have a bad day, man. Football is tough when you have a bad day.
Oh yeah, man. I done been way.
I do got to ask you a question though, Coach. Since we here,
Which
I
one?
got to ask Coach Booker a question.
Yeah.
Why you didn't go back to that swing pass, Coach?
Huh?
Why you didn't go back to that swing pass?
Wait,
The
you
book
talking
is
about
special.
The one you scored on Eastway.
It was a yeah. It was a yeah. It was.
You should have went back to that. They only
We
put
went
2
back-
people out there. I thought you was gonna go back to it.
No, we went back to
Once I saw that, I grabbed my coat and hat, Coach Clark.
it.
I thought it was over. I mean,
Hey
that's the
man,
kind of
hey,
thing I'm
speaking of
talking
that,
about.
hey Greg, why you ain't warn me about the water coming too, man? I got splashed up
They
on
put
that,
me
man.
off guard too, man. Them kids, I thought they had forgot about it. They was
Guys,
over there
was trying to tell me. He
having
was
a
like,
good
"Move,
time.
mate, move." Hey, no, that was.
I thought you
that
would
was
set me up. I thought you was in on
Nah,
that.
no, I got set up. Y'all got set up. They used me as a pawn.
Hey, we tried. We went back to that flag. If you look at that pass, man, if you go back and look at that kid broke about 3 tackles.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Now, I mean,
tough, man.
it was
That's really good
open initially. He caught it was open enough for him for us to complete the pass, but them boys had he ran through 3 guys. He ran out of 3 tackles.
Yeah, I thought you was going back to it. It looked open to me, but you know how that is. I'm just a fan at that point. I'm watching from the stand.
They closed in on it pretty good, but you know that kid, he just made a play. He was one of the dogs we had left. That was the linebacker that we put him in the backfield because they had lost both of them running back.
Right.
That was one of the guys we put in the backfield, man. He was just, he was just a dog, man. He's just making a play for us. So yeah. If I'd have had my record, could have got
Hey, Booker, Coach Greg, let me ask you something. Y'all don't have no coach like up top, like in the booth or nothing. All y'all coaches built the sideline.
Nah, they can't do that. I don't think they are allowed.
Nah, I don't think we do high school games enough. I don't think we can have nobody in the booth. I think it's against the rules.
You can't.
We can't have no headsets or none of that. I don't think. Not in middle school.
For real?
What? I don't think so.
Yeah, I heard you could, but if you got that, if you have that type of setup, but most of these middle schools, we ain't got that type of setup.
Man, we ain't even got lights.
Man, I was trying to do that. I was trying to do that at youth football one time. They told me to get off the tower.
Yeah, we got that.
Man, we don't even have no lights at most of middle school fields.
Oh hell no!
They don't put no money in that.
Maybe over at Bailey or Bradley, I think they might have lights on.
Hey, Book, you remember we was in that scrimmage and I had the walkie-talkie set. They told me, no, you can't do that. It was a youth ball. I was up in the tower.
Yeah.
They said, you can't do that. We had to walkie-talkie. Hey, I was like, man, listen, I coach next level, bro. I'm trying to make it happen.
Oh yeah. They'll suspend your whole program for some shit like that, man. But you don't really need too much of it in middle school football.
But you know what? Here's the thing. But it's not even about the other team. It's about your players.
Yeah,
that's what they don't understand. It's not about me trying to get a competitive edge, which you are, but I'm trying to teach my players what to expect when they go to the next level. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you try to put them in that environment. They ain't giving us that type of equipment. Coach Clark, get that done. Well, listen, man, we're gonna get out of here. Hey, Coach, man. Hey, congratulations once again, man. On your
man. Thank you guys for having me on, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Glad you was on, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. One more shout out to my man from Northridge with the paper and the
Go ahead, man. Hey, Coach, let me tell you one thing, man. I got going on, man. Just kind of little plug here. Hey, man, listen, I'm putting together a high school prep program, weight training program to prepare these kids for weight training for the next level. I'll get with you, man. Let me know. We'll talk. I'm supposed to meet with Steve next week and kind of put that out there. But listen, man, I'm putting together a program to get these guys ready for the next level of weight training, man. So we'll talk. If you got some guys, send them my way.
Yeah, definitely, man. Hit me up, man. Shoot me with a number, man. I ain't hard to find, man.
I got you, bro.
Hey, good luck to your son too, man.
Hey, man, appreciate it. We're gonna keep pushing, seeing what we got, man. See what we got to do. You guys have a good one, man.
All right, appreciate you. All right. Yeah, good deal, man. With Coach, man. Coach sound like he
locked in, Coach.
He locked in.
Yeah, he locked in. Oh yeah,
he locked in. He got to be locked in to keep that train rolling, man. Like yes, I'm impressed, man. To do it, to be able to 11 seasons undefeated at any level.
That's crazy, man.
That's coaching.
That's
coaching, though. Because think about it. Middle school ball, you got a brand new team every 2 years.
Yeah.
7th, 8th grade. Every 2 years, basically every year you got a brand new team because you got 8th graders that are leaving, 7th graders coming up, 6th graders coming into the 7th grade spot. So every year you have a brand new team.
Yeah, man. Any teams you see in middle school, and I'm glad they got they got the middle school playoffs. So if you start seeing those schools that's consistently in that playoff every year, then you're doing a pretty damn good job to show up
Right.
in that Elite Eight, in that Final Four, of course, in the final game, and you see those teams consistently show up every year, winning set because that means you at least winning.
Right.
You above 500-600 every year. You know, you winning 7-8 games every year, and that's a huge accomplishment. Whether you win the big game or not, man, you're doing something right in your program. So and actually
what are you doing, Booker? What are you
me,
going?
well, you know, what do you mean as far as
you set the question up. So you guys have been in the last 2 playoffs, right? The first, the inaugural.
JMA has been there. The first year I didn't coach at JMA the first year.
But let's say JMA has been in the 2 playoff series that we've had. What are you going to do to ensure that you're in the 3rd, 4th, 5th going forward? How do you keep that program competitive? Like what's your process to make sure, hey, we know we got new guys coming in. What's your system to keep you guys rolling and continue to be elite 8 year after year?
I think this year coming up, it's gonna take me to sit down with the head coach and the AD, which is Coach Jed, done a phenomenal job as the AD, and he led this team last year. But I have my own style, like Coach said. He basically has a process, a program. Mm-hmm. He has that he carries with him. He done carried it from youth ball all the way up. He's still winning with it, right? So I don't think this year everybody was quite receptive to my style. So they didn't quite gravitate. They didn't get it. So I think it's gonna and no knock on them. It's just different. But I think it's gonna take me to sit down with Coach Jed and our other staff, and we're gonna have to get a little bit more cohesive together as well. I can say that. I think our practices got to get our practices. I don't think that our practices was as intense as they should. Mm-hmm. I don't think we made those practices as uncomfortable as they should be sometimes for the kids. And so I think now that I know that the level of play during the season is so mediocre at best. You might play 6 games that's just some mediocre games, but your damn practices ain't supposed to lack nothing.
No, they should be most intense.
Because at the end of the day, we know what's at stake. What's at the end of this? What's at the end of this is now motherfucking helmets to the left, shoulder pads to the right. If you take that edge, man, the only thing I can do, man, we're gonna go in, reevaluate what we did good last year, and
so speaking of last year, going into next year, how many of your returning starters are you going to have coming back? Are you going to have a veteran team, or are you going to have a pretty new team again?
No, absolutely. We got some. We got some 7th graders that a lot of 7th graders that played. We got probably our quarterback who threw for 14 touchdowns last year. He'll be back. He was a 7th grader. And he showed some 7th grade tendencies at sometime last year. So he got some growing to do. And I think what I want to do with him, I got to get him early. We got some things that we need to get together early and get him into some different programs that's out there to help him develop. So probably some of the programs you're talking about, some strength conditioning. Get him stronger. He's a little undersized, but he's good. We got a running back, one of our running backs who broke his collarbone. He was in the 7th grade. He is going.
This kid is. You got studs coming back.
Yeah. We got some studs coming back, man. We got a good base of kids, and then we had some 7th graders that didn't get the reps that they probably, I would have liked to see them get. And so, like we were talking about earlier, there were some opportunities for them to to get in there with the ones and run. So hopefully we'll be able to change that up a little bit. But I think we're gonna have I'm looking at a pretty good team next year, man, as far as returners, man. But I think right now this is gonna boil down to coaches being a little bit more cohesive, not taking things for granted. I'm just calling it like it is, bro. I think we let up off of our practices more than what we should have.
You got a little more physicality is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. I think we have to get a little bit more physical. I think we missed the mark on some guys that could have played on both sides of the ball. I don't know about Piedmont. They might not want to do that. Play both sides of the ball, which is great. If you can go 11 on, 11 off, and you can still remain competitive, it's cool. But it's sometimes you get in that crunch like we were doing that playoff run, and sometimes if those guys would have got some reps on the other side of the ball, we might have seen a different game. So, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna sit down. The coaching staff has got to sit down, and we got to do a little bit more studying.
Gotcha.
I'm big on film. I'm big.
Got to be, bro. We used to look at film in youth ball with our team.
Yeah, but like Coach said,
let me ask you a question. We know there's a big jump, right, from middle school to high school in terms of speed of the game, right? A lot of the middle school kids that you and Coach probably were talking about, there's a lot of kids that play middle and youth ball. So is there a huge transition in the speed of the game from youth ball to middle school ball, or it's kind of like on the same level? As you were looking at, say, a junior midget versus, middle school game. Is there a huge jump in speed of the game, or is it basically the same?
I'm gonna say this. The middle school youth game, if you're on a really good youth team, let's just take the Giants, for instance.
Right.
Let's take the Giants 12, 13 youth.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So you got 12 and 13 youth Giants. That team probably play at a faster speed than middle school. So there's no difference. There's no coming off your youth football team and then coming to the middle school team and now the game is you got to adjust to the speed of the middle school. No, you don't, because middle school has not been up to like I said, the trajectory of middle school football is changing now because we get some coaches that know how to speed up that middle school game. Like maybe at Piedmont, when you get to Piedmont, the speed of the game might be a little faster. But these guys, I had guys coming from the Giants where that level of play was a lot more intense than middle school ball. If you take this team, I don't know if you know PTSG team, they got a 13U team out there that's ranked in the nation, one in top of the nation. That team would have blew through every team in youth football, in middle school football, excuse me. Wow. That youth football 13. Come on.
That's
think
huge.
Think about the 13U team that you done coached. The junior midget. Man,
some of my junior midget teams back in the day, Betty's Ford would run through.
So you ask me, does the speed of the game change? Nah. I'm
asking because I'm not as familiar as I used to be. So I just kind of curious because I know there's a huge jump from middle school to high school. If
you got a youth football team that's good, that's ranked 13U, 12U, no. The speed of the game ain't changing in middle school. It ain't changing. Now the details. If you got a good coaching staff, the details and some of the schematics, the schemes, and the knowledge that these guys need, the IQ, and some of the middle school IQ now is probably going to be a lot different than youth football, because a lot of youth football coaches are just you getting kids from all over the place, and your team is just very talented because you can get them from everywhere, and they just talented because they're good, and they don't have to coach all the details.
So is that really coaching when you got an all-star team?
Well, You got to have a competitive. You have to
And
be.
you got some teams that are just super stacked, right? Then you got some teams that are they might have one or two guys, but some teams gonna have a super stacked team. So is that really coaching when you got a team full of studs versus a guy that's got 3-4 studs?
I don't know. Really you gotta challenge yourself to coach. If you got really good kids from all over the place, you got to challenge yourself. You got to challenge those kids with your knowledge, with your knowledge and what you know. You can't just assume just because I got a kid that's fast over here, I got a kid that's tough over here, I got all these kids that's really good, but they still might not know shit. They just athletic. Right. So you got to challenge yourself.
I think it's a lot more challenging to coach middle school ball
than
it would be youth ball.
That's my
because
point.
You get what you get. You get what you get.
That's it's definitely more challenging to coach middle school football than it is to coach this presumed to be all-star team. Is it?
Nah, because I've coached at all levels and I get it, man. Middle school is freaking tough to coach.
Yeah, it's tough because you're getting kids that just don't know.
They never played.
You just getting kids that you don't know. I mean, they don't know. They ain't being coached that well in youth football. I call out some of my youth football guys. These kids are not getting coached in youth football. Some of them are, some of them aren't. A lot of them aren't.
Nah, man, because I will speak from experience, man. Coming from Betty's Ford, where we were pretty dominant for a long time on all levels. And then I went and coached over at Sedgefield with Coach Wash this season. And 60% of the team had never played football before.
No, man.
So you got a lot more experience in youth football than you have a lot of times in middle school football.
But
and that is
you're right.
That's a tough road, bro. That's a tough road.
And that's just why, man, middle school football need better coaches, because what if this coach is not really these kids aren't getting coached up on the youth game, and then they get to middle school, and then they got a set of coaches that ain't really well-versed or acclimated to the game. They don't do their homework. They don't study the game. You don't have enough good position coaches to teach these guys the details on and then now they're getting ready to get to high school, and now it's just like
this service, brother. Let me tell you, let me just say this. And you can hate me if you want. If you don't know what you're doing, don't coach.
Period.
You're not helping the kid out. You're not helping him out.
And I got to say that, man. The one thing I take my hats off to the youth football guys that get out there and they go and they these kids and they get out and they spend the time with these, hours and hours coaching these kids. But if your ass is out there and you ain't feeding these kids the right shit, some good shit, bro, get you a mentor, get some coaches around you, get somebody that can help you advance your coaching. Because study the game, man. You still studying the game. I'm still studying the game. The game is ever evolving, man. I don't think that these youth football coaches get it. Hey, my hat's off to them. I love the youth football coaches. We need them. They're much needed. Youth football is much needed. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, create a good culture and a good work ethic. So at least when I get the kid, if nothing else, he's a coachable kid and he got good work ethics. If you couldn't quite get to the details, or maybe you didn't even know you didn't know how to teach the details. You didn't know how to teach, route running. You just
nail on the head.
Right. So at least give them the work ethic that they need and make sure you got a coachable kid when I get them in middle school. Right? Maybe I didn't. So it's, man, you just gotta love this shit enough to study this shit.
Here's the thing, Coach. Bottom line, get your ego out the way.
Yeah,
get your ego out the way. If you don't know what you're doing, that's okay. I don't know how to drive a NASCAR, and that's fine. So I'm gonna find somebody that knows how to drive a NASCAR, and I'm gonna sit in the back on the passenger side or in the back seat until I learn how to drive the car. That's simple as it. It's no knock on you, man. You appreciate it for what you're doing, to taking your time, to devoting time to somebody's child that's not yours. Because let's face it, most of these kids, 99% of the kids out here are successful because someone who's not their parent gave a damn about them, right?
Exactly.
And that's fine. But if you don't know what you're doing, man, just learn.
Right.
I learn every day. I've been doing this shit for 20-something years. But I'm gonna sit back and watch. I learned a lot from Cannon this year. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself in knowing about linebackers, but I learned a lot more listening to Cannon, watching schemes, because the high school scheme's a little bit different, right? And his scheme that he brought was a little bit different than I haven't seen. But I learned, and I don't have such an ego, but like, man, I already know that. I didn't know that.
You know what the problem is? You know what the one thing I heard a guy say, it's Coach John, I think John, his kid plays for Gardner Webb now. He said, if you the smartest guy in the room,
get out.
If you always the smartest guy in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Wrong room.
You're in the wrong room. You're in the wrong room, because if nobody in the room can teach you shit, if can't nobody in the room teach you shit, and it's just like I don't have a big enough ego. My ego is definitely not too big where I can't be taught some shit. I want to be taught some shit, right? But if I ain't learning anything from you, bro, hey man, hey bro, I'm in the wrong room. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then
listen, man.
And if I am, God has blessed me to be the smartest guy in the room, then I'll be damned if you're gonna have your ego gonna be so damn big that you won't even listen. You won't even listen to me, but you don't know enough to not listen to me. You know, it just I don't know, man. These guys gotta let.
Here's like the thing, man. Listen. I live by this. Let's just say. I'll say this. As a black man, right? I live my life purposely for other black men. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Like, if I go into a room, I know I'm not an isolated incident. I represent every black man that's going to come behind me, right? So I'm going to make sure I leave a good place. And so here's the thing. If you put that into coaching, is in, listen, I'm investing in this kid's future.
Right.
I'm not taking that for granted. If I can't teach him the right shit, I'm going to move out the way. Because I can teach him some shit that's going to take him to the next level and put him on the bench. So if I don't feel like I can teach you what you need to know, I'm gonna sit back and learn and watch somebody else teach you. So the next kid comes my way and be like, oh, okay, listen, this is what you need to do, right? Get your ego out the way, bro. Your playing days have been over. Your shoulder pass to the left and helmet to the right's been over 30 years ago. All right. Don't do that kid a disservice and let your ego ruin his future. That's all I'm saying.
This shit is a real grit. It's a real grind. From it ain't just I'm talking about when it comes to the coaches, man. It's if you ain't about that grit and that grind, that same shit that you trying to push in them kids and feed them kids, if you the coach, you got to be about that grit and that grind. And that grit and that grind is getting in that damn film room. You know what I'm saying? Studying your opponent, grading out every kid. You know what I'm saying? Grading out every kid. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know, just in case a parent pulls you to the side or want to ask a question or want to have a conference call with you, you at least have graded this kid out. You know what it's going to take to get him to where he needs to go based on the position that he's playing. If you the coaching staff, you and your coaching staff, man, y'all the real grit in the grind. You know what I'm saying? Because, when these kids are standing in front of you, man, the expectations are up here for them kids that want to make it. When they hit that football field and they looking at you and your coaching staff, the expectations is up, man. They expect
come on now. Preach to them, dog. Preach to them.
For real.
I'm with you. Preach to them.
They looking to be fed, bro. And are you on your A game? Do you have the enough in your game, in your toolbox to give these kids, man? Or are you offering them a disservice? With all this bull crap minutia that you teaching them, this bull crap. Do you let that 1 3-letter word separate you from being great? 3-letter word, 3 letters. Ego.
Sidebar, I've been waiting for you to say minutia all night.
And that, that's my word.
That's your word. I've been waiting for you to say it all night.
Yeah.
Hey, let me touch on something you said though. What you mean with to the uneducated ear, right? When you say grade a player out, what does that mean when you're talking to a parent, you're grading this guy out? What does that mean?
So from position to position, like if you're a receiver, and if I got a kid and his father or mother or whatever, or he just a kid, some say I want to be a receiver, right? Right. So you give him so in practice, if we're in Indies, if we're working on releases, how well does he know his releases? How does he have the explosion? Does he have the right technique? We grade him out. So I grade him out. All right, we're gonna do split releases today. I'm gonna teach it to him first now. I'm gonna teach him everything he needs to know about a split release. I'm gonna teach him everything he needs to know about diamond releases. I'm gonna teach him how to win at the top of his route, how to do rocker steps at the top of your route to get your separation. I'm gonna teach him everything that I know about receiving. Then I'm gonna grade him out based on how he performs in practice, right? So if a parent comes to me and asks me why your son is not playing, and I'm gonna break it down simply like that. Here's what the expectation is for your kid at receiver. We expect your kids to know these type of releases at the line of scrimmage in case he's in a press coverage, in case somebody, a DB, we're gonna lose some of them when I'm talking to them. I'll give it to them basic, but some of the dads that know football, your kid is having problems at the top of his route. He's having problems, with his releases at the line of scrimmage. He's not winning at the top of his routes. He still needs speed. And then I'll start sending him. He probably needs to go see a speed coach. If you're serious about what you're doing, your investment right now is he doesn't have the top end speed that he needs. Boom, boom, boom. So you grade him out, and that's from position to position. Linebackers, whatever the details are at linebacker that you feel like he needs to know, you grade him out on it, man. Grade him out, because my kid might. And then I got some kids that's great on their releases at the line of scrimmage. I got some kids that know how to win at the top of the route. They good route runners, or they catch the ball good in traffic. Or I tell my kids,
he's a possession receiver.
Go video tape yourself. When you get home, I want you to catch 100 balls. Send me the video. I want you. Your hands ain't strong enough.
That's work ethic, right?
Yeah, your hands ain't strong enough. Now
I had a coach. Our coach. The reason why I asked you that, because our offensive line coach will give these guys grades every week in our film session. Like some guys graded 30, some guys graded 90, some guys graded 50. I didn't kind of understand. That's the first time I ever heard that. That's why I asked you that. And I kind of piggyback. I understood. Now I understand the concept. So that's why I kind of asked you that. Just throw it.
And then when you get them, and then the other part of grading them out is getting them in the film room, sitting them down, and letting them see themselves. Right? And understand. Let them see themselves going against competition in practice. That's why, in the middle school game, man, when you get in the program, man, there's so many other things that need to be done. Like, I feel like we need to videotape our practices.
Absolutely.
We need to videotape our practices. So now we can go as a coaching staff.
Right. The eye of the sky, baby.
Right. The eye of the sky, right?
Don't lie.
I think a lot of some middle school programs are missing the mark on that. I'm sure. Because I'm sure they're missing the mark on that. That's part of grading out your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because when they sit down, we go over the film, and then by the time they get in there and look at the film, we already know. We done looked at the film, we done studied it. We already know. That's part of grading yourself out too. I want to know that a kid has the IQ to tell me what it is that he's doing, right or wrong. What coverage do you see? When you impress coverage and you got a slant, what's gonna be your go-to release?
Right. Facts.
What type of receiver are you? Are you winning with your feet, or do you win with your hands? You got sometimes you got big, strong receivers that win. They just strong at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right.
Physicality. And some just real shifty at the line of scrimmage, and they win with their feet. You got to figure out who you are as in every position. You just got to figure out, what's your go-to, what you're good at, and try to grade out on it. And that follows you all the way through college.
Right. Let me ask you this, because you have such a limited time, and I guess I'm kind of interviewing you a little bit, Coach Booker. You have a very, very short window, and I think you asked Coach Piedmont coach this as well. You have a very short window to create a team, right? You only have a couple practices and you tryouts, and then you have a couple practices, and then you have a game, essentially like 2 to 3 weeks from the first day of trials, right? So what's in your evaluation process, and that kid comes and say, hey, I played linebacker. Do you put those guys through like a series of drills and be like, nah, kid, I think you might be better at this position based off your footwork, your aggression, your speed, your lateral speed, your linear speed? Is that how you figure out, hey, I might want to try this guy over here? Is that based off your drills or you just kind of go off what they say?
No. Absolutely. If you want to kind of go off what they say. If they say I've been playing linebacker, like once again we talked about it earlier, where these kids are playing youth ball somewhere. A lot of them, some of them are, some of them aren't. But if they say I play linebacker, I play corner, whatever. Of course, we have our field set up for indies, for drills set up, specifically for linebacker drills, running back drills, and then we of course county fair. And once we take them through those drills, then we can quickly assess whether whether this kid needs to. We might give him a couple practices or so. Like you said, it's a middle school.
You don't really have that luxury to keep on to. Hey, kid, listen, we got time to figure it out.
Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. That goes back to your coaching staff. You got to make sure when you're forming that coaching staff and you get those coaches together, you got to make sure you got some guys on there that's pretty good at evaluating talent, evaluating, a kid's skill set. And that's super important. Having a good staff that can evaluate talent or skill set, pretty quick. And you got to make sure you have those guys on your staff. Got a good linebacker coach. Okay, we got an O-line coach. Okay, Coach Booker, he can do the receivers. Coach Jet, you can do the running backs. So we were pretty good at that. But so it's really all about how your staff is structured, and how experienced your staff. I can only imagine a middle school team that doesn't have a complete staff, and all they have is a couple guys on their staff, and I know defense. I know
homeboy staff. That's a homeboy staff.
Yeah, and it's cool if your homeboys, know the game, but you got to be able to set that county fair up and get those drills in pretty quick.
You gotta respect the integrity of the game, man. You gotta have
CMS gave us an opportunity to start a little earlier, off season, where we could do 7-on-7. So we learned a little bit about our receivers, what type of receivers we had, but we didn't know probably linebackers and corners. We didn't know if they had the aggression that it takes. We didn't know if they could come up and lay the wood. So I don't know. So yeah, man, if you can get any off-season work you can get in middle school, get it. If you can get it legally and lawfully.
You said legally and lawfully. Man,
yeah, I mean,
man, but I'm watching my boys lose to the Cleveland Clowns at the moment.
You got
13, so I'm kind of frustrated.
You got 13 minutes, man. You still got time.
Oh,
man.
This is terrible, bro. They first and goal.
What's the score?
10-6. We ain't scored yet. Oh.
But it's about
always do this, bro. It's making me so mad right now. But we got to.
Yeah, I've been looking at this NC State Georgia Tech game.
Did State play tonight?
They playing now.
Who they playing?
It's Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's the score in that game?
16-14 Georgia Tech.
16-14 Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
What KC doing anything?
A little bit. He ain't really getting the ball like that. He fumbled early in the first quarter, but he ain't got the ball a whole lot tonight.
Right.
Hey, but still has got a big pickup from State, man. Wilson, man. Woo. That linebacker.
Oh, he bad. Yeah, Will Payton, nice. He real nice.
Big boy. But
Hey,
they
my boy,
all
real nice.
I've been in Alabama this week, man. If hey, these boys, my son is win or go home. He gonna helmet to the left, shoulder pass to the right. If they lose
it's a
this
conference game.
yeah,
This
it's the
it?
last one. They gotta win it. They gotta
Who
win
they
it. If they
playing?
don't, they get knocked out of the playoffs.
Who they
playing
playing?
Sanford
That's
University. They
gonna be
pretty good.
They always play a pretty tough game, man.
Sanford's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey,
yeah,
man, your boy's doing this thing though. So hey, listen, man, go Z Book, bro.
The book
yeah,
doing
man.
good, man.
Yeah, man. He's
Hey, he ain't gonna be that long anyway. So let's
listen, bro. Anytime you can look out there, man. Anytime you can look out there with any of these kids, man, and they getting reps and they on the field, man, that's an accomplishment. Because getting out there in these D1 programs playing, whether it's FCS, whether
it
it's
don't matter, bro.
D1,
It don't matter. It
they
don't
out on
matter.
the field, man, and that's accomplishment, man. That's
Thank you. That's why I get a lot of people get like, like let's switch gears right now, man. Let's go. Let's say like Colorado. Oh, they ain't playing nobody, bro. This is Division I Power 5 football. What do you mean they're not playing anyone? You know what I'm saying? So if Nick Saban, Steve Spurrier, Bowden, and any of the Bowden boys did what Deion's doing anywhere else, they'd be the greatest coaches on the planet.
Oh yeah, they get all over the TV.
Now because there's a weak conference, bro. You play who's on your schedule.
Exactly.
And all these guys are 90% of these kids are scholarship kids. So these are some of the best players in the country.
100%.
Right. So you got what the top 10% of high school players in the country playing college ball, and you're gonna tell me they ain't playing nobody?
Whatever.
Man, please. If you're playing Division I ball, you chances are you a star in high school.
And you playing and when you get there, man, if you're a freshman or whatever, you're playing nowadays with the way the
portal. Sorry.
You playing against some grown. You playing against some grown man. He scored.
Grown ass. No, he dropped that shit.
No, but we're ahead of you. James Winston just scored a touchdown.
Oh, come on, man. We ain't have to tell me that. Let me live in the past. Let me live in the past for about 2 seconds.
Damn, I should have got it. I should have videotaped you right now. Okay, he's happy now. Watch this.
Come on, man. That Jay was that damn preacher man Winston.
But
always play down to these clowns, man. It makes me so mad, bro.
These guys so mad. D1 football, man. Hey, man, I'm so proud of them. D1, D2, FCS, FBS, man. If you on that field and you getting some reps,
exactly.
You're a ball player.
Hey man, you see how many kids get drafted from like D2, D3, NIA, man. It don't matter where you at. You got to play regardless. I mean.
Yeah.
Trap game.
People got messed up bad, man. They got messed up bad, bro. Just like coming out of high school, these people think you got to go like to a Power 5 school to make it. Man, they go to Power 5 schools, get kicked off the team 3 games for the season.
Man, a lot of people don't realize the NFL is full of 3-star kids.
Yep.
Man, NFL got a whole lot of kids that had no stars, man.
No stars, 3-star. Most of those 5-star guys don't pan out.
Listen, man, I got a kid. They got some kids at Western Carolina that come in as 3-4 stars. These 4-star kids, 3-star kids, and they play the same position as my son, who had 0 stars. 0 stars. They can't do nothing with them. They playing 2 and they playing 3. He ain't got no stars. He ain't getting looked at. 247 Sports ain't graded him out. Rivals, nobody. He ain't no stars. But he came in there and jumped he took somebody lunch money. He jumped the line. Hey, he got in front of somebody in the lunch line. Hey, that's
what it's all about, man.
Yeah. So I'm talking about boys from South Florida. Them South Florida boys, and they think they're gonna come in because they was, all this and all that in high school. No, and I'm gonna tell you what the difference is. What my son says to me, he's like, it's the coaching that I've gotten. It's the coaching that I've gotten since I was a kid.
There you go.
Since I was a kid, I've faced whether it's trainers, whether it's his trainers, his support staff, his dad, his immediate coach. He's like, Dad, the difference between us in South Florida, some South Florida boys, They talented, they fast, good athletes. But as soon as you get in that ass, as soon as these coaches jump in that ass and start coaching them hard, you lose them.
They fold.
At least that's what he said the difference is on his team. He said
that's the truth, bro. That's the truth.
It might be like they cross the board. It might be like they cross the board.
Man, here's the thing I've always said. Good players want to be coached, right? Great players want to be coached hard. Like if you can't handle hard coaching, then don't play.
Right.
You know, if you can't handle it, that's fine. And no one's gonna hate you for it. This is not for you. You got exactly. Bro, come on. Ain't nobody, bro. No one's patting you on the back. Because first of all, those college coaches' jobs depends on winning. And how they gonna win? The best players on the field. If that product does not perform the pressure, he's not getting under the field. That's the bottom line. If you can't be coached hard, bro, you might as well just go back home to your parents. Get on out of the way. You you taking the spot from somebody else.
Hey, like I tell a lot of people, with the recruiting thing, it ain't no discrimination that bad, boy. You can be white, got a bunch of money, because what get you by in high school won't get you by in college. Like you said, Philando,
nah, man,
if they can't help you win, it's over. You gonna get on the field, you can't win.
And that was a lot of the problem we faced this year at Butler, man. Some of these kids just can't take hard coaching. Bottom line, like they want to be like it was. Let's just say they want to be coddled. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that.
That ain't like that.
Then look at this. Just listen to it. And people, you got to get this. And if you don't know it, then if you know, you know. If you don't know, Zion, I'm using my son for an example, right? You go from Beatty's Ford Saints.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is. If you played
the grind,
if you came through Beatty's Ford Saints, it's the grit, the grind at 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U,
7-6.
It's grit and grind. We in your face. It's military, old school. It's a culture. It's an environment. You gotta be able to handle it, right? And still perform. Then he goes to Piedmont with Coach Steele. He's one of those. He's never lost a middle school football. Never lost a middle school football game. Coach Facile them had a culture and an environment over there. Hey, you can't get past it. Then he goes to Mallet Creek. Coach under Coach Palmieri and Coach Tinsley for a short term, and then he goes to Chambers. And you know what it was at Chambers. Under Coach Ferb. Okay, under Coach Ferb. All right. Now, just think about it. This kid has been coached hard every year he's gone. So when I met the Western Carolina coach, the first thing he said about me, he said, "Man, that tape that we got on your son, don't do him any justice." He said, "But it's no big deal." He said, "Because the one thing I noticed about your son, he's a damn tough football player, and that's what we looking for." Yeah, you know what we looking for. He said, "We looking for kids that are just tough, hard-nosed, hard-working football players," and that's what your son
sissies and crybabies that. Yeah. As soon as they hit some adversity, they fold.
Yeah, they hit some adversity. We want somebody to make our practice tough. They block linebackers. He don't give a shit. He blocking safeties. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? He's mean. So man, and a lot of
that Ford tough, baby.
But then you might get a kid that went to Lake Norman. He played at Lake Norman. His youth football career was at Lake Norman. It was at the Odell Eagles, it was at Titans, and then now he went to whatever other program. He might have went to Randolph, he might have went to AG, he might have went to J.M. Robinson, and now he's coming to Butler. Now he's coming to Nah, bro. You got to get that mindset. You ain't got that toughness.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
100%, bro.
You're gonna struggle when you get to that next level, bro.
With the coaches, you know your kid a disservice if you keep holding his hand, bro. Bottom line,
Booker, you ain't struggling, you ain't gonna make it. I mean, they ain't gonna make it. Like I said, I don't see him make it past halfway through the first season if they ain't got it in them. To be honest,
nah, man, this shit is about.
It's a grit.
Yeah, it's a grit, man. But them kids, and somebody got to lead them to it. It's about self preparation, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you as a kid understanding who you are as a young man. Like
Facts.
how good of a young man am I?
How bad do you want it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
how
good of
bad
a
you want? That's it.
is my
That's it.
man? Do I have the mentality? Do I do the
Mhm.
things that help me be mentally able? Do I have the right mental space to handle when somebody's coming at me? Do I understand it and why these coaches are coaching me so hard? And my
Mm-hmm.
process. If you haven't mentally set yourself up for that, then you're gonna lose, man. You're gonna crash. You're
That's
gonna
it.
crash.
Yep.
But we coming back to the importance of
That's
having
preparation.
a dad present, uh, a dad that's instilled some values of hard work and
Mm-hmm.
preparation. You know,
Yeah,
that's where the dad comes into play. You know,
yeah,
somebody if you used to listen, my son's gonna say this to you. If a coach gets in his face and this, that, and the other, the only thing he gonna say is yes, sir.
right.
You're not gonna give you a bunch of excuses and yes, sir. He might be cussing you out in his head, but
Yep,
what's gonna come across his lips is yes, sir. That's it.
yep.
No excuses, because that's what he's gonna get at home.
The one
So
thing I
you
know I
know,
had to fix, yeah. The one thing I had to fix with my son is I think he got the mental part of it. Other than I used to have to change his body language. Like, hey,
yeah, that's
bud,
huge, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's
you
huge.
can
That's
say
huge, man.
yes, sir, no, sir, no, sir, all you want to,
Your
but your
shoulders
damn
tone.
body language, that coach don't that you ain't ready. That coach
Right.
don't. When he look at you standing over there on that sideline and your body language is jacked up and you got a
Pouting and
Mm-hmm.
all that. Come
negative
on,
body
man.
language, but you want him to come over to you and put you back in the game. Nah, man, I'm not putting you back in the game, and he shouldn't put you. And I just tell my son, fix your body language, bro. You got to fix your body language. I don't care. I don't care if that. Yeah, you can say yes, sir, to him if you want to, but your body language say no, sir.
Your
Your
body
your body
language is
language
telling me
say
no.
help
I'm
you, bro.
checked out. I checked
Yeah,
out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Nah,
and you
that's
ain't.
huge, man. Like, I think that's an important part of the puzzle that's missing, man. Is the mental toughness. You
Yeah,
can
man.
have all
Mm-hmm.
the physical attributes. You can be the fastest kid. You can be the best catcher. You can be the hardest runner. But if your mental is weak,
Yeah,
your ceiling is low,
yeah, man.
right? Because ain't nobody got time to coddle you. Every level you go up is going to be less coaching. It's going to be less patience.
Yep.
No one's going to sit here and hold your hand, bro. We brought you here to help us win football games. And if you can't do that, helmets to the right, shoulder pass to the left.
That's it.
Yeah.
Scholarship gone.
Yep.
Bottom line, it's a dirty game, bro.
Period. And a
Especially
lot
this
of
this NIL game thing has made it even worse.
you see what Dion did, and
Come
people
on,
didn't
man.
like
Mm-hmm.
it the most. When Dion walked in that room
Clean
and
house.
he cleaned house and they didn't in the country. A lot of people in the country didn't like the way he did it, but he
No,
says no
but
way. What did y'all think I was
But
gonna do? This program has
1
been
and 11.
doing this, doing it.
hey, Booker.
It's the same kids that's in this room. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Can you,
But
Hey, Booker.
here's the
And
thing, but here's the thing. Every coach does it, but because it's Dion, it gets
yeah.
polarized.
Oh, absolutely.
Every coach,
We know.
yeah,
every
Booker.
team is doing it. Every team
Is
is
it the
doing it.
way he does it?
No, it's because he's Dion.
Go ahead, Coach.
Bottom line.
What'd you say, Coach?
That's easy. As my phone ringing, but that's ignorance, man. Like all the schools are like clean the house like that. Like at South Carolina State when the coach come in from Benedict, he cut all the kids off and went and transfer and got like everybody on the team. He went and got transfer portal. A lot
Exactly.
of these white schools, I mean, P5 schools, they do the same thing. Like Flendo said, it just it's Dion,
Because it's
and it would
Dion.
make a life. I'll trust me. All the schools are kicking kids off the team
Right.
Come
left
on
and right,
now.
like it ain't
Come
nothing.
on now.
I guess
Get
you
on
know
out my
Dion,
head.
they will make a life about him.
the cameras was on. The cameras was watching, and
Yep.
Dion
And
was
Dion is
unapologetic.
unapologetic.
He was
Mm-hmm.
unapologetically
Yep.
Dion. You know what I'm saying? and he didn't care if the cameras was rolling or not.
It is what it is.
Like you said, it's happening all over the country, bro.
Bro, come on.
Everywhere, bro.
But here's the thing, man. If Nick Saban does it, he's a genius. He should get rid of the worst. Deion, he has no loyalty. No, bro, this is college football. This is the same thing, man. He is following the blueprint. He's actually creating the blueprint. It is what it is. You don't like it because he is not your typical college coach.
That's just like, hey, man, you got to have that same mentality. A lot of these guys don't want you to cut kids. I mean, just going all the way back down to middle school. Man, what you mean? You don't.
Man, listen, bro. Bottom line, bro. we got a nation full of fucking participation ass kids.
Hell yeah.
Bottom fucking line. Let's just be real. Let's be real.
You know what? All it does when you got those kids, and we know they just participation kids. They just jamming up the system. You got to spend a lot of hours with kids that you know don't even love the game, could care less.
Come on now, get your ass
fellas,
here, bro. This is like, not for the week, bro.
Hey, like what Clark was saying earlier, because of NIL, they don't call student athletes anymore. They call them paid employees now. So they're gonna treat them like the NFL. They treat them just like the NFL.
Yeah,
man. So it's just different ballgame, man.
If I had it my way, get your soft ass kid up out of here. He's not a football player. Okay, stop living to your kid. He is not cut out for this shit. We're not giving away 8th place trophies. It's 1, 2, 3. What's the Olympics? First, second, third. See you in 4 years. That's what we got to get back to.
These days, man, these parents, they can't handle that shit, man.
That's what we got. Man, if we had to go to war right now with our current group of young men, we'd be a third world country.
Boy, we in trouble. We in trouble, man.
All these seatbelt, helmet wearing, no peanut butter, motherfucking sit. Come on, bro. Yeah. Come on.
They can't.
They don't even have seesaws no more because kid might get hurt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it ain't like that, man.
You better put he got a helmet on. He on the seesaw. Oh, put a seatbelt on him. What? Man.
Hey, Coach, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, man. We can still chop it up, but I'm gonna end the stream.
Yeah, I might have to get off too, bro. Hey, but hey, book up. I'm gonna end it with this book. Like I got to get out too. Now, hey, Z Book is going off, and I know in the next couple of weeks I had a talk with him, like I do all them champion kids, cause like right now about 4 of them I'm helping out in transfer portal. I'm gonna tell Book he a little different. Right. Before he might like what Coach Riley doing the OC at Western, he doing a good thing with the boys, man. Now before he want to go to another team, he might, cause a lot of kids go to another team and don't pan out.
Right.
So I don't know, boy, but I mean, Booker looking good in West Carolina, bro. I ain't gonna front, man.
Honestly,
now, somebody else,
right. You're right. You're right. Go ahead. Right now, if I had right now with my son right now, if I had to say, this is what I told him, and he probably would have won it if he'd have played all season. If you don't win, if you don't win the SoCon receiver of the year, if you ain't the top receiver in the SoCon, then we probably need to. I want him to come back. I want him to come back and play it again. Because right now, I would say if you look at his numbers, he played 6 games and he the number 2 receiver in the SoCon as far as yards. He played. He is 6 games.
That cat would play again. If he played against State and got on, man, oh my man.
If my son would have played 10 games, he would be the top. He'll be the number 1 receiver in the SoCon in yards and catches right now. I don't know about touchdowns. I can't say that. I don't know. But I just know if you do the averages, he'd have been the top 1 or 2 receiver in the SoCon. But because he only played those 6 games and he's gonna play 7, and hopefully they'll get to extend their season if he wins Saturday. I like what's going on at Western, and I like where he is. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't go to jumping in the transfer portal. We done had this conversation, and that's just who I am. I like Western Carolina, and we would almost have to have a guarantee situation somewhere before we putting our name in the transfer portal. You can believe that shit. We ain't just gonna go jump in the damn lake and hope somebody come fishing. Fuck that.
Okay, all right. Let me say this. I don't have to be PC because my son's not there. Zion's going somewhere else, bro. He's next level guy. He's Power 5 guy. Let's just keep it real. Listen, bro. Listen, I've watched him play, and I've seen a lot of kids play, and no, I ain't tooting your horn and his horn. He's a next level guy, bro. He's got the physical tools.
Hold on, coach. It ain't got to do with his talent. It ain't him. What I'm talking about. I'm talking about he might get a system where he might get a quarterback who don't throw the ball, or he might fall out with the OC. And guess what? He's gonna be like some other kids we know ain't getting no touches. Period. It ain't got to do with Zion. I'm talking about the team he might go to. What I'm saying.
I just said it. He's next level guy, bro. Trust me on that. When
I don't think for a minute, like what Hawk just said, I don't think for a minute that my son can't play in the FBS. Let's just put it that way.
I know he can. I know he
definitely can.
But you just got to know what situation you're going
to. Like anywhere, if he can go, you can get it put in a bad system real quick. You can get in a bad system real quick. Next thing you know, what happened to the kid that was transferred from Western Carolina? Oh shit, man, he went over to Miami and shit. And it's because the quarterback situation bad, like you said, the relationship with the OC or the receiver coach is terrible, and then next thing you know, you wasted another year. Right. you wasting a year eligibility. So you got to be real smart, strategic.
You got to be real strategic. Yeah, you got to be strategic, right, bro?
I got you.
And it's about relationships, 100%. But yeah, I think he can play on the next level. Yeah,
I know he can. I know he can. He didn't do.
Hey, Hawk, trust me. If something like that comes across his plate, we're gonna definitely tap in with you and see what type of relationships you got with guys out there. If that comes on his plate, right now he's focusing on being a catamount and gonna play the best, be the best catamount he could possibly be. Man, that's what we gonna do. That's what we're doing. We focus on, and we definitely out of here on this.